Welcome everyone to another day of cutting in Central Texas. If you missed yesterday's video, we finished up with M&M and we're going to be going to a new farmer pretty far away actually. So first thing to do this morning is road the combines. It's probably going to take, I don't know, maybe a couple of hours. It's a pretty good ways. So my header is pulled off and JW is in my pickup and he's going to be pulling that behind me. I'm in the combine with Dibs and we're gonna hit the road. Well, I'm on the road, headed to the next field. Evidently, I'm bringing my buddy with me also. If you can't see that well, that is a spider up in the corner of the cab. I'm actually not a big fan of spiders. Well, the plan so far is that we're gonna wait until, I don't know, maybe 12:31, somewhere in there, and then we're gonna try it. I don't know if y'all can see or not. The fields are way off in the distance past this coastal field right here. But we got the header put on. They also filled up my combine. They brought the Chevy with that external fuel tank on the bed. So we filled up the combine and as well as looked at my, I guess it'd be gearbox. Really it'd be the fountain tube gearbox, if you know what I'm talking about, up there that drives your fountain auger and your bin. I noticed whenever I was cutting for like several days now that it's kind of like shaking violently up there. And I don't know if it was loose or what, so we unfolded the fountain auger and laid it down. And you can take that dog that drives the auger, if y'all know what I'm talking about, and you can shake it like a good bit. So we have about 100 acres to do over here, and I bet it's gonna last about 98 acres. I'm serious, like it's almost out. It might as well be out. But we're gonna try to push and see if we can finish, at least with this field. See if we can finish this field. And then obviously we're gonna have to fix that as well. Which we also need to fix the feeder house on the header as well. It's also leaking hydraulic oil, but at least that's under warranty. I don't know if that gearbox up there is under warranty or not. I think Dad is gonna check in on that. But we got all serviced up and we're ready. It is 9 o'clock in the morning and there was a pretty heavy dew, so I don't think we're gonna try it until maybe this afternoon or lunchtime, really. But anyways, I'll check in here in a couple of hours when we go cut a sample. Alrighty, we went to the camper, ate lunch, and waited until about 12 o'clock. And now it's about 12:30. We're out here and we're gonna go cross this creek right here. And I guess go cut a sample and see what it is. Mom and Dad just cut a sample where they're at, and it went in at 14%, which is about 0.5% too high. It needs to be 13.5. I think I already said that. So I think they're gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna go cut a sample. It's probably gonna be 14 as well. And we probably will have to wait, but I guess we'll see whenever we get into it. Well, I don't think it's quite there. I think that's exactly what Mom and Dad were reading as well. So we're low 14s. We needed to drop like, I don't know, what is that? It's 0.7% or so. Maybe half a point, somewhere in there. So I guess we're gonna wait an hour, maybe hour and a half, and try it again. Well, the moisture is quite literally borderline. It's reading anywhere from 12.8 to 13.5, sometimes up into the 14s. But since we are unsure, because the combine has been all over the place for the past couple of days, we are going to send a load and then we're going to stop and see what the elevator says. And then I guess we're going to go from there. And shocker, rain is coming in a couple of days. I think today is Saturday. And I think it's coming on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't think it's Friday. So it's just those 3 days. And I think they're calling for like 5 inches. I'm not sick of the rain because, you know, we need rain. But during harvest time, we don't really need rain. Otherwise, it ruins the harvest. So there's no point in growing a crop if you can't harvest it. But people are planting milo around here that we'll be harvesting in close to December, January area. So it's really good for the milo that they're planting that we're gonna cut. but it's bad for the wheat that we need to cut, like right now. So, I don't know. But anyways, we're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna load one truck, and then we're gonna stop and see what the elevator says. They might yell at us, they might not. I don't know. Okay, so the plans have changed like 500 times, I swear. So, the stuff that I'm cutting right now is probably too wet for the elevator that wants it at 13.5. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna load Jesse. Jesse's gonna take it to that elevator that wants it at 13.5. We're gonna get a moisture on that and see what it tests. See if my moisture sampler is right, because mine is reading wet. But the combine could be off, and it could really be dry, but I don't really know. So Jesse's gonna go take that load in. If it's wet, then we're gonna go to the other elevator. They want it at 15, or at least under 15. But we do know that 5 inches of rain on this week could potentially make it sprout, and the dock on Sprout is way worse than, you know, it being too wet. But anyways, that's kind of what's going on right now. That's probably clearer than mud, but anyways. Also, not to mention the weeds that are under the wheat if it had 5 inches. Could you imagine? You see how green it is behind the header. They're definitely coming. Well, we're opening up the last field that we have. If we look right here, there was 3 different little fields that we did. That's the moisture map. You see how green it was in some areas. And you see that little yellow strip in this block right here? That's what I did my test on. That little yellow strip is the exact strip that I went down whenever I cut a sample. So I cut a sample and it was like 12.8 to like 13, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's dry. And then I did like 4 passes to my left and right, and it started getting into like the 14.5s. So, but speaking of 14.5s, Jesse's load went in at 14. Hold on, it went in at 14.4. The only good thing about that is the test weight was almost 62. But anyways, the elevator that normally takes it at 13.5 kind of changed their mind since the rain is coming, and now they will take it up to like whatever we bring in, which is 14.5. So they actually kind of eased up a little bit, which is a good thing. We really appreciate that. I know this is kind of random, but it just popped in my mind and I'm going to forget about it if I don't talk about it. So the Discord is open to the public. Anyone can join it. It used to be members only, but now it is open to everyone. I did a members poll, and it was like 50-50 on whether I should open it up to everyone or not. And plus, it's really cool to talk to people all the way across the world and see how farming is over there. I think it's been open for a week. I posted the link to join on my Instagram story. I think it was about a week ago, maybe like a week and a half. And there's people all over the world that are in it, and it's super cool. And I've already learned really a lot about farming, like all around the world. So if you're interested, the link's in the description. If you're not interested, well then oh well. I've just been meaning to talk about it for like the past 2 videos, and I keep on forgetting. I guess speaking of members, I am doing a hat giveaway every single month. I think I'm doing like 10% of the members is how many hats I'm going to give away. So I have like 40 members, so I'm giving away 4 hats this month. So you get hats and extra videos. It's pretty cool. If you want to check it out, you can. That's also in the description. If not, oh well, it's fine. What is also really fine is that we have 10 acres left until the end of the field. And I don't know what we're doing after we finish. We're not gonna go to the next field. We're gonna go park at the farmer that we're cutting for. He has a barn and like a big caliche pad. So if it does rain, you know, we'll be parked there. I don't know what we're gonna be cutting next. We might be cutting some oats or we might be cutting more wheat. I'm not too sure. There's a bunch of bugs everywhere. Well, we finished up the field. Now I'm gonna pull the header off and Cody's gonna pick up Tessa and bring her over here because we have way too many vehicles versus people. Well, we made it to the farmer's shop and parked the combine for the night. And we had to go back and get the Dodge. But after that, we made it back to the shop. And yeah, it's dinner time. So I think that is going to be it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all in the next one.